The pod hit the ice like the fist of a god. No logos, no beacon, no warning. Just heat, steel, and the sound of atmosphere screaming as it tore open around the falling spear. Ganymede's surface, barren, frozen, and soaked in blood, shuddered under the impact. Ice geysers exploded outward. Shards of black rock rained across the crater like the tears of forgotten angels. Inside that pod, a monster crouched. Logan Vance. Height, 5 feet 8 inches. Weight, 154 pounds. Skinny, twinkish. Boyish face, sharp jawline, soft lips. But don't let the exterior fool you. He was a weapon carved from pain. Ex-Navy SEAL. Dishonorable discharge. Classified blacklist. Never redeploy. But Earth broke its own rules when they saw what the Zeroan Empire was doing to their people. The Zeroan weren't at war with Earth. No, that would be too dignified. Instead, they abducted humans, hundreds at a time. Civilians, engineers, students, soldiers, anyone they could get their claws on. They called it the Great Culling. An interstellar blood sport televised across systems. They'd hunt humans on backwater moons like Ganymede, filming every kill for entertainment. The humans weren't given weapons. No training. Just collars and a 10-second head start. The Zeroan, 9-foot reptilian juggernauts in iridescent black armor, would hunt them through the snow and trees, laughing, roaring, slicing. It was a galaxy's favorite show. An Earth shame. Until today. The pod hissed open. Steam vented in pillars. Hydraulic locks disengaged. Inside, Logan exhaled slowly. Focused. Every movement deliberate. Every breath controlled. He stepped out, and the arena changed. The ice beneath his boots cracked. He was dressed in matte black impact armor, lightweight but hardened with graphene weave. A low hood covered his head, filtering out radiation and noise. On his back, the Garrote M4X, an Earth-forbidden AI-sync rifle built for rapid adaptive kill patterns. On his hips, twin .50 cal pistols. Belt, thermal charges, mines, knives, 2 combat stims, and a blade made of tungsten glass, thin as air, sharp as molecular death. Logan had 30 minutes before the Zeroan detected his presence. He only needed 10. 2 kilometers northeast, a young man sprinted across the field, barefoot, bleeding, desperate. Slim, pretty, 19 at most. He wore a shredded flight uniform with the Earth Alliance logo half-torn at the shoulder. His name, stitched faintly in frayed thread, was Ty Reeve. He was crying, not because he was weak, but because he just watched 4 of his friends get torn in half by Zeroan chain blades. Their laughter still echoed in his ears. Behind him, 2 hunters pursued, stalking with joy, blades out, their elongated jaws clicking in anticipation. One of them raised a plasma thrower. Ty didn't see it coming, but Logan did. Crack, crack, 2 shots, 2 collapsed bodies, 2 perfect brainstem ruptures. Ty stumbled, turned, eyes wide. Logan was already at his side. Stay still, he growled. His voice was sandpaper over steel. Ty stared. Who are you? Logan didn't answer. He checked Ty's leg, fractured femur, deep gash, internal bleeding. He yanked a med patch from his belt and slapped it over the wound. Ty screamed. Good, Logan muttered. Means you're not dead yet. He lifted the boy effortlessly, cradling him like a doll. Ty was all limbs and trembling breath. Blood smeared across his cheeks, jaw quivering. But alive. You're real, Ty whispered. They said no one was coming. They said we were just animals. Logan's eyes were ice. I'm not here to rescue. I'm here to kill every last one of them. High above, aboard the Zeroan warship Reckoner's throne, a command chamber buzzed with alarm. Holograms danced around the Hunt Master's throne. Red icons flashed, 2 hunter units down. No warning, no trace, just flatline. What is this? The Hunt Master hissed, his voice like oil sliding over fire. An officer clicked at a console, claws shaking. There's an unidentified heat signature at Crater Delta. No beacon, no name. The signal is Earth-based, but it's military. The Hunt Master's eyes narrowed. Did they drop a squad? No, my lord. Just one. The room fell silent. One. A slow, awful smile spread across the Huntmaster's fanged mouth. Then let's give him something to fight. Back on the surface, Logan carried Ty into the shadow of a ridge, setting him down behind a frozen boulder. He handed the boy a pistol, half-loaded, scratched, dirty. Ty clutched it with shaking fingers. I don't know how to use this. You'll learn fast. From across the plains, Logan could hear it now, the growl of thrusters, the low scream of Zeroan armor carriers deploying through the upper atmosphere. Reinforcements. Shit, Ty whispered. They're sending in more. Good, Logan said, locking a new mag into his rifle. I was worried this would be over too quickly. He rose to his feet, calm and absolute, his silhouette framed by moonlight. The hunter had arrived. 3 Zeroan assault troopers hit the snow, stalking forward with predator grace. They thought he was human prey. They were wrong. Logan waited until they were 20 meters out, then fired a burst of 3 armor-piercing rounds directly into the leader's faceplate. It exploded in a spray of green gore. The second roared and charged. Logan sidestepped, rolled, and jammed his blade into the Zeroan's gut, twisting until the alien collapsed in silence. The third tried to retreat. A bullet found the back of its head. Ty watched from the ridge, wide-eyed. That was 3 seconds, he whispered. You killed them in 3 seconds. Logan didn't answer. He was already planting thermal charges at the base of the hill. Minutes later, more Zeroan dropped. Logan fell back into the trees, luring them. 6 hunters, armed to the teeth, marched through the snowdrift. They found the bodies of their brothers, blood frozen, helmets shattered. One knelt. A blinking red light sat under the corpse. Click! The explosion vaporized the entire squad. And from the tree line, Logan emerged, rifle smoking, face unreadable. He wasn't just fighting. He was performing. Zeroan command went silent again. 17 hunters down. 17. The Huntmaster leaned forward. This isn't sport, he growled. This is a slaughter. And the galaxy was watching. Every kill was broadcast, illegal or not. Pirate channels carried the feed. Billions watched the twink in black armor drop giants like they were cardboard mannequins. The comments flowed like blood. His smiling. That's not a soldier. That's a ghost. I just watched a human kill 6 Zeroan with a knife. I think I love him. They sent one man. Back on Ganymede, Logan slumped next to Ty, reloading. Blood soaked his sleeves. His lips were cracked. One of his pistols had melted from overuse. Ty looked at him with something between fear and worship. Why are you doing this? Logan didn't look up, because they forgot what humans are. And what's that? Logan finally met his eyes. Unforgiving. The planet had gone quiet. Not the kind of quiet that brings peace, but the kind that comes before a predator strikes. A hush before violence. A pause in the orchestra of death. Logan Van stood alone, surrounded by frosting corpses. His armor was cracked at the ribs, one glove missing, face streaked with green blood that wasn't his. He wasn't tired. He didn't allow that luxury. Not here. Not while there was still Zeroan breathing. 3 hours ago, he was dropped alone into the largest alien bloodsport zone in the outer system. Now, 23 Zeroan were dead, and a boy named Ty Reeve had become the only living witness to something the galaxy had never seen before. A human fighting back. Ty's voice cut through the cold. They're gonna send more, aren't they? Logan knelt beside a burning wreckage, cleaning his blade against the armor of a dead hunter. They already have. Ty swallowed, teeth chattering. You're one man. They're gonna throw everything they've got at you. That's the plan. You planned this. No, Logan said without looking up. But I'm improvising real well. Far above them, inside the floating juggernaut known as a Reckoner's Throne, alarms blared in all sectors. Commander Ulks, a veteran of 3 planetary sieges, barked over the communication ring. Send in unit crash. Apex detail on standby. No more watching. No more games. The Huntmaster snarled from his throne. Let him feel pressure. Let him drown in it. Across the war room, hologram projected a live feed of Logan's carnage. The galactic viewership had spiked to 2 billion. Comment threads ran like wildfire. That's not a seal. That's a damn nightmare. His hot and is horrifying. Put that twink in charge of Earth's military. No one was laughing anymore. The forest shivered. Unit Kresh had landed. Logan saw them through the scope. 6 Zeroan commandos, standing nearly 10 feet tall, black armor adorned with white glyphs that mark confirmed kills. These weren't sport hunters. These were elite military, and they were walking straight into his trap. He signaled Ty to duck behind the ice shelf. Whatever happens, stay here. Shoot if someone gets close. You'll know if it's not me. Ty's eyes were wide. They'll kill you. Not before I break them. The Zeroan fanned out in a tight arc, scanning the trees. One clicked into his comms. Thermals clear. Tracks here. Human was here recently. But something felt wrong. Too quiet. No struggle. No blood trail. Then the leader stepped on something. Click. The explosion lifted the first Zeroan 5 feet into the air. By the time its body hit the ground, Logan had already moved. He struck from the right, a blur of shadow and fury. Knife out, straight through the neck joint of the second commando. He yanked sideways, tearing the carotid, then rolled to avoid the retaliatory plasma blast from third. Snow boiled his plasma, scorched it. Logan leapt onto the third's back, drove his pistol into the base of its skull, and fired twice. Gore splattered across the trees. 3 left. 1 charged with a vibro axe. Logan ducked, caught the half with his shoulder, twisted his hips, and snapped the Zeroan's knee with a brutal sidekick. The creature fell, snarling, trying to rise. Logan emptied the rest of the mag into its chest, point blank. Ty peeked from the ridge. What he saw made his breath catch in his throat. The Zeroan weren't just losing. They were being dissected. Logan didn't fight like a man. He flowed, like smoke with teeth, like death with purpose. There was no wasted motion, no flair. Just efficient, calculated, brutal destruction. The 5th soldier was caught in a wire trap. Logan ignited a thermal charge, and the explosion shredded the creature from the waist up. The last tried to flee. Logan fired 1 shot from his backup pistol through the calf. The Zeroan collapsed. Logan walked up behind it, grabbed its helmet, and drove his blade into the back of its neck. Silence. Blood hissed on the snow. He returned to Ty, reloading his mag without a word. Ty's lips trembled. That wasn't training. That was slaughter. They hunt our people for sport, Logan said. I'm just showing them what it feels like to be prey. On board the Reckoner's throne, the Huntmaster slammed a clawed fist into the data terminal. Unit Kresh. Gone. One of the younger officers shook. Sir, he's adapting to everything we send. It's like he knows our patterns before we. The Huntmaster growled. Deploy Apex Squad. But the Apex, do it. Logan felt it. Not sound. Not heat. A presence. The forest bent slightly. Shadows thickened. Even the wind grew still. Apex Squad had arrived. 6 of the most advanced killers the Zeroan had ever bred. No eyes. No speech. Skin tight as armor. Nerve-linked. Mind-synced. They moved like mist. Killed without sound. And they didn't carry weapons. They were weapons. Logan turned to Ty. You need to stay here. No matter what happens. Ty grabbed his wrist. They're different, aren't they? Yeah. Ty didn't let go. Promise you'll come back. Logan's voice dropped. I don't make promises. I make kill counts. He pulled free and disappeared into the trees. The Apex fanned out, almost invisible in the snow. They didn't move like soldiers. They glided, scanned without tech, read muscle vibrations, tracked heartbeat shifts. Every sound in the forest, every snowflake falling, every leaf shifting. They heard it, but Logan had already vanished. Then a branch snapped. The first Apex turned. Too slow. Logan dropped from above, blade first, landing a direct strike into its upper spine. He rolled as the others lunged at him, flipping behind a broken rock face. They gave chase. He lured them deep into the gully where he'd wired the walls with charges. 2 crossed the threshold. Detonation. Rocks rained down, pulverizing both. 3 left. Logan sprinted through the woods. One tried to flank. He kicked a frost mine into its path. The explosion knocked it sideways, stunned just long enough for Logan to charge, tackle, and slam a knife into its temple. Two left. The fifth leapt from a tree, claws out. Logan rolled, caught the creature mid-air, and spun it into the trunk of a frozen pine. The impact broke something. Logan didn't stop. He slammed his pistol into its ribs, firing until it went limp. The last apex hiss, silent rage. It moved like no creature should. Fast, clean, surgical. Logan ducked once, dodged again. Third strike caught him, shoulder ripped open. He hit the snow hard, bleeding. The apex closed in, but Logan was already grinning. He pulled the pin from a smoke bomb and vanished into the fog. Then he struck from the side, jamming the apex's own bone dagger through its neck. It spasmed, then died. Minutes later, Logan stumbled back to Ty, bleeding and cold. Ty rushed to him. "You're hurt." "Nothing permanent," Logan muttered. "I've had worse from Earth training." "Those things were monsters." Logan sat back against a tree. "They are all monsters." He looked up at the stars, at the warship still hanging like a god's eye in the sky. "They are watching, laughing, betting on us." Ty clenched his jaw. "Then give them something they'll never forget." Logan glanced at him. "I plan to." The galaxy had never seen this much blood. Not from one man. Not in this short a time. What started as sport had become a slaughter. A human Navy SEAL, Logan Vance, had turned the Zeroan hunting grounds into a graveyard. 29 elite soldiers. 6 Apex. One death machine in a twink skin had butchered them with precision, speed, and no mercy. Now the galaxy watched not to laugh, but to see if the madman would burn the stars next. In the dark frost of the valley, Ty reeve-stitched Logan's wound with shaky fingers. The monofilament thread bit into skin with each pull, and Logan didn't flinch once. Ty whispered, "You should be dead." "Been hearing that since I was 12. You took down an apex been handed. They weren't that fast. They were faster than anything I've seen." Logan grinned slightly, the cut on his lip still fresh. "Then you've never seen me mad." High above, the Reckoner's throne shook with tension. The Huntmaster leaned forward in his throne of bone and steel, his breathing shallow. Behind him, a wall of hologram projected Logan's every movement. Satellite feeds, thermal scans, pulse reports. His kills looped on a blood-red highlight reel. Neck snaps, blade slashes, grenade dismemberments. The Galactic Stream's comment section exploded every second. They sent an army. Earth sent a ghost. That's not war. That's an execution. Where did humans hide him? Under their pretty faces. Zeroan officers watched in silence. This was not a victory. This was a reckoning. Logan limped through the brush, wrapping his arm with torn cloth, eyes locked on the rising signal in the north. "There's a jammer tower 6 clicks up the ridge," he said. "Knock it out. I can get a signal to Earth." Ty looked doubtful. "They'll kill you before you make it." "They can try." "You're bleeding." Logan adjusted his rifle. "So is every one of their dead." As they moved, the cold deepened. The forest gave way to craggy hills, black ice and jagged cliffs. Bones littered the slopes, human bones. Some stripped, some frozen in place, like sculptures of forgotten pain. Ty stared. How many did they kill here? Logan's jaw tightened. Too many. Why do they hate us? They don't. We're just ratings. At the top of the ridge, the jammer tower loomed, a spire of glassy obsidian, humming with static, guarded by 10 Zeroan forces in chromatic exosuits. These weren't hunters. These were Siege Command, trained for war, equipped with shoulder railguns and proximity sensors. Ty exhaled, panicking. No way we're getting through that. Logan scanned the cliff's edge. I'm not going through. He pulled out a tiny sphere, half the size of a grenade, flicked a switch, set the timer. Ty's eyes widened. Is that a microrig reactor? Logan nodded, took it off an apex spine. You're insane. Exactly what they never prepared for. Night fell fast. Logan ghosted down the rock face like a whisper. Every handhold calculated, every breath rationed. The cold bit his fingers, but his grip never slipped. Ty stayed hidden above, watching through binoculars. The Zeroan below scanned lazily, arrogant, unbothered. They hadn't seen Logan move. They didn't feel death crawling toward them. He struck at 003 local. The first guard never saw the knife in his throat. The second was silence with a garrote looped through his breathing valve. Logan moved like water across oil, rippling, seeping, burning everything it touched. By the time the six realized they were under attack, it was too late. Logan tossed a microreactor between them. They looked down. It pulsed. The explosion was silent. A flash of blue, then nothing but raining limbs and burning metal. 3 guards survived the blast. Logan didn't let them take a breath. He shot the first through the visor. He kicked the second off the cliff. And the last? He grabbed it, disarmed the rifle, shoved the barrel into its own mouth, and pulled the trigger. The jammer tower sparked, burned, collapsing on itself like a dying god. Ty saw the comms light on his beacon flicker green. Signals up. Logan climbed slowly, covered in soot and alien gore. Good. Transmit everything. I don't know the code. You don't need one. Just say it. Ty gulped. Held down the MIC. This is human survivor Ty Reeve. Way under zero in assault. They're hunting us for sport. Please, Earth, anyone, send fire. Static. Then, copy, Ty Reeve. Transmission locked. Earth fleet responding. Aboard the Reckoner's throne, red lights flared across every console. The officer screamed, "We've been breached." The Huntmaster turned slowly. From what vector? The screen glitched. A message scrawled itself across their main interface, bypassing security. This is Earthfleet. Consider this a declaration. Touch another child, and we burn your stars. The room fell silent. Then an officer whispered, "They are coming." Logan stood at the peak with Ty beside him, both blooded and broken, staring at the sky as it shimmered. Ty whispered, "You think Earth will make it in time?" Logan didn't smile. He didn't look away. "They are not coming for us," he said. "They are coming because of what they saw." Ty frowned. "What's that?" Logan toned, face smeared in blood, body shaking, gun slung across his back. "That we don't beg." He looked at the ruined tower behind them. "We hunt." The stars were burning, not from supernovae, not from black holes or dying suns. They were burning because Earth had finally answered the broadcast, and Earth never sent warnings. 3 hours after Ty Reeve's message reached Earth Command, the ISS Vindicator, a dreadnought-class warship hidden beneath the moon's mantle, was launched through subspace with a crew of 14 elite orbital assault operators for orbital drop mechs and 1 command protocol. No prisoners. Leave wreckage. At its helm were Commander Sayre Holt, cold, cybernetically enhanced, and the last person the galaxy ever wanted angry. But back on the icy cliffs, Logan Vance wasn't waiting for rescue. He was building something else. Ty watched from a jagged ledge as Logan hammered open the skull of a dead Zeroan captain, yanking out a cortical module soaked in green-black fluid. Ty said cautiously, "That's his brain." "Yeah," Logan said, not looking up. "You're making something." "Yeah." "What?" Logan snapped 2 power cores together with a crack of blue lightning. "A bomb." Ty's voice cracked. "A nuclear one." "No," Logan said flatly. "A broadcast one." He locked the cortical module into a makeshift transmitter fashion from broken armor and comms relay plates. It lit up like a heartbeat. Ty squinted. "Wait, what are you doing?" "I'm giving them a message," Logan said, staring at the glowing transmitter. Aboard the Reckoner's throne, the Huntmaster leaned in as a rogue signal pierced through his encrypted network. The signal began broadcasting to every Zeroan ship in orbit, not just on this planet, but in surrounding sectors. It wasn't coded. It was clear. Logan's face appeared, blooded, armor-torn, frost steaming off his breath. His voice was low, direct, human. "This is for every human child you hunted for sport. For every family you fed to the crowd. For every scream you called entertainment. I'm not a soldier anymore. I'm not a SEAL. I'm not even a man. I'm what comes for you when you forget Earth bleeds fire. And I'm not alone. Then the signal cut. The hunt master froze. His officers began to whisper, because suddenly the sky lit up. One by one, orbital sensors detected warp signatures. The Reckoner's throne registered them as non-Zeroan, non-galactic, non-anything known. But Logan knew them. Ty saw them fall like comets trailing flame. Drop pods, he gasped. Earth fleet had arrived. The first Earth pod hit the mountain slope like an artillery shell. Dirt and snow erupted in every direction. When the smoke cleared, a twink-shaped mech the color of storm steel stood in the crater, its pilot stepping out slowly. Danny Cale, age 21, half cybernetic, full rage, Earth's youngest orbital drop trooper. Sharp jawline, spike hair, and a pulse rifle too big for most humans to lift. Danny grinned at Logan. Heard you were warming them up for us. Logan smirked. They've stopped laughing. 4 more pods slammed into the cliffs. Each one released a soldier whose kill count exceeded full squads. Former SEALs, Mars-born sharpshooters, AI sync wrecking ghosts. Logan turned to Ty. Stay with them. You're safe now. Ty's eyes glistened. You're not coming with. I've got unfinished business. And then he disappeared into the mist again. Inside the Reckoner's throne, panic spread like fire and oxygen. The humans are deploying strike teams. They're taking out ground units systematically. We can't extract hunters fast enough. The hunt master slammed his fist into the console. I'm the orbital beam. Fire on the surface. But, sir, our own units. I said fire. The Reckoner's belly split open, revealing its doomsday weapon, the Solar Lance, a continental melt beam capable of turning half a planet into glass. It powered up, whining, glowing. Then, boom, the beam discharged, cutting a mile-long gash into the planet's surface. But Logan wasn't there anymore. He was already inside them. Logan had breached the underbelly of the Reckoner through a dead Apex's escape pod. He moved through the ship like a virus, silent, deadly, invisible. Security bots never saw him. Officers only realized he'd passed through once their throats were already cut. He wasn't here to fight. He was here to end it. He reached the reactor core, a pulsing heart of energy suspended over a zero-gray pit, humming with alien fire. He planted the last of his thermal explosives across the stabilizers, each one timed, synced to go off the moment he left the ship. Then a voice stopped him. You. The hunt master stood across the catwalk, armor gleaming, claws sharp, eyes burning with hatred. I know your face, the hunt master snarled. Logan rolled his shoulder, flexed his neck. Yeah, it's the last one you're ever gonna see. They collided like planets. The hunt master struck first, faster than expected. Logan ducked, slid, countered with a knee to the gut. The hunt master grabbed his throat, lifting him off the ground. You're just flesh, the creature hissed. Logan laughed through the choke. And you're just next. He jabbed a blade into the joint under its jaw, then flipped over its shoulder, landing hard on the catwalk. The hunt master roared and charged, and Logan tackled him straight into the stabilizer column. The impact shattered glass, sprayed sparks, and triggered the explosives. The countdown began. 30 seconds. Logan sprinted through the corridors, fire trailing behind him. The ship groaned and screamed. Explosions ruptured bulkheads. Zeroan guards fled in terror. 15 seconds. He reached the pod bay. Only one pod was intact. 10 seconds. He slammed the door shut. The countdown on the control panel blinked red. 5 seconds. He looked out the viewport. The planet glowed beneath him. The Reckoner's throne cracked. 0. The sky turned white. And then, the largest galactic hunting ship in history exploded. Back on the surface, Ty saw it. A massive fireball bloomed in the atmosphere, followed by shockwaves that rippled the clouds and blew snow across the ridges. He whispered, He did it! Danny Cale tilted her visor up, stunned. He actually blew the whole throne to hell. The transmission cut in. This is Commander Holt. Reckoner down. Repeat, Reckoner is gone. Earth now holds a ridge. The hunt is over. 20 minutes later, a scorched escape pod slammed into the frozen ground. It hissed open. Logan crawled out, armor cracked, bleeding from 3 places, one arm dislocated, but smiling. Ty ran to him and helped him up. Logan wiped blood from his mouth. "Did we win?" Ty nodded. "You ended the game." It was supposed to be a game. The galaxy thought of Earth as a broken little world, scarred by wars, divided by greed, clinging to the edge of relevancy. Humanity was meant to entertain, not survive. They were the prey, the spectacle, the screaming fuel for other species' amusement. But they forgot something. Humans don't die easy. The wreckage of the Reckoner's throne burned in low orbit, raining twisted alloy and shredded corpses across half the northern hemisphere of Kael'var Prime. The explosion had ruptured the planet's magnetosphere. Northern lights danced in strange, bloody colors. And on the ridge below, where it all started, Logan Vance stood alive, battered, scarred, but alive. His armor hung in strips. His pulse rifle had long since shattered. Only the combat knife on his hip remained intact, sheathed in dried blood. Ty Reeves stood beside him, wrapped in a scavenged thermal cloak, eyes wide as Earthfleet dropships rained down in organized formations across the broken horizon. The hunt was over, but vengeance had just begun. Clear Sector Delta. Kill zones verified. No survivors left above ground. Commander Sarah Holt's voice echoed from the dropship comms. Her eyes scanned the terrain below from her perch in the command bay. Every Earthfleet team confirmed the same thing. The Zeroin didn't retreat. They died, but one signal remained. Deep beneath the planet's surface. A bunker. Shielded. Ancient. Hidden in the crust itself. Coordinates traced to a pre-galactic war structure. Not Zeroin. Something older. And from within it, a signal pulsed again and again. Primary custodians requesting arbitration. Human entity Logan Vance must stand trial. Sarah narrowed her eyes. What the hell is that? Ty looked at Logan. Logan was already loading the last magazine he had left. One last hunt. The descent into the earth was like crawling through a dying god's throat. Metal veins. Fungal piping. Crumbling rock half-eaten by time. Earthfleet dropships couldn't reach this deep. Only a tight, sealed transit elevator led the way. Sarah gave Logan the choice. Go down alone, or bring a squad. He chose silence, and stepped in alone. The elevator shaft sank for 6 minutes, then opened into a chamber older than Earth's oceans. Alien scripture lit the walls, pulsing glyphs in no known tongue. Machinery moved without touching anything. A gravity well bent the air. Logan stepped onto a circular platform, and a voice echoed. Logan Vance, human seal, you stand accused. Dozens of figures emerged from the darkness, hooded, armored, not Zeroin. The architects. They were the hidden overseers, not the hunters, but the ones who built the games, the ones who fed death into the stars and sold it as entertainment. Every sport, every arena, every galactic deathmatch. They curated it, sold it, shaped it. Logan said nothing. One of them stepped forward. You disrupted the balance, killed a sanctioned fleet, sparked rebellion. Your actions are illegal under Clause 77A. Logan raised his pistol and shot the speaker in the face. The room exploded in chaos. 3 cloaked architects lunged. Logan tore through the first with his knife, ripping from hip to throat in one fluid pull. The second fired a stun bolt. Logan dropped under it, caught a fallen blade, and plunged it through the architect's chin into the brainstem. The third screamed, activating a gravity pulse, slamming Logan into the wall. Bones cracked. Blood spilled. He didn't stop. He rose, one eye swollen shut, blood leaking from his mouth. And he walked into the weapon's pulse, knife raised. The architect backed away. Too late. 1 slash. 1 gurgle. 1 death. Silence returned. The other figures froze. Logan stood in the center, panting, broken, feral. He pointed at them. You think this was about sport? About numbers. You watched my people burn. You made children scream for fun. And you called us animals. But here's the truth. Earth doesn't forgive. And we never forget. He pulled a detonator from his belt. It pulsed green. I buried a warhead in your core reactor. Eyes widened under hoods. This chamber dies with me. And all of you. The architect screamed in panic. But Logan was already gone. He dove into the gravity well. From the surface, Ty watched as a mountain detonated. The earth cracked. Fire poured from the summit like a god's heartbeat failing. Earth Fleet watched in awe. Then the comms pinged. This is Commander Holt. Confirmed. Bunker destroyed. No survivors. Ty whispered, "Did he make it?" The comms stayed silent. 6 hours later, an escape pod burst from a deep core access vent, tumbling into the snow. The door hissed. Logan crawled out, burned, drenched in radioactive sweat. Shirtless, covered in ash. Alive. Ty sprinted to him, laughing, crying. "You crazy bastard." Logan grinned with blood in his teeth. "Told you I wasn't done." 1 week later, Galactic Broadcast System officially collapsed. The interstellar death games were over. The hunt was dead. The Zeruan fleet fragmented. Most were destroyed in border skirmishes. The rest fled. Dozens of enslaved human colonies revolted. And for the first time in centuries, Earth stood unchallenged. A memorial was built on Kaelvar Ridge. Simple, black stone. One name etched into the front. Logan Vance, Hunter of Hunters. And beneath it, they hunted us for sport. He hunted them for extinction. In the ruins of the Reckoner's orbit, Ty revisited the ridge every year. Sometimes alone. Sometimes with Danny Kael or Sarah Holt. But always with a rifle in hand. Because the galaxy had gone quiet. And that meant it was listening. And when any empire tried to rise again, when they spoke of Earth like it was soft, when they whispered that humans had lost their edge, the stars would answer. Say his name. Say the name of a man who hunted gods. Say Logan Vance. And let the galaxy remember what Earth becomes when it's cornered.